I spread my stuff out. That's right. Since I was sitting here, my computer's went.
How do you pause a live stream? There's no pause on it. That would make sense, but
Just what I know.
yeah,
You don't start it until,
I guess we don't start it till 6 on the dot.
but I need the link. Send me the link where I can say join us.
Hey, Robin, test this out.
Test the link.
Yeah, see if this will work.
Okay. That's to be
I don't ever see it. We'll get to busy. I know. I think it'll be over.
That's good. Let's go to reading all that tonight. I'm just gonna give you a copy of it. That's what you'll have. If you have any questions,
What I get is just live streaming isn't available right now.
So it's working.
So you got the fault button.
Ain't got a pause button.
You hit the fault button.
Ain't got a pause button.
It's got it.
I'm streaming you right now.
Lights on and everything's there.
So Robin, what's it say?
Right on that.
Live streaming.
She's just sent hard copies. And she said she mailed them yesterday. I don't think mailed them out yesterday. So, anyway.
Good. One of the things happened so far. Not much else. But
Live streaming is available right now.
Yes?
Isn't. Jeremy, you just couldn't send a little bit down the valley the other day. Your video made the coordinators and directors meeting though. I'm sitting there, I was like, everybody looked at me, I thought, look, Mr. Jones is spoken.
what?
Last week, when Jeremy sent that video during the middle of the.
I'll send it to
Robin, I don't know why it's not working.
Your video
Kid River in. I got top of the mountain at 136. It was spitting snow a little bit, and I turned left, went about a mile, and I was like, oh crap, we gotta go.
Seen that before.
Yeah.
Well, Brooke, that works at AC, she lives out by Cloud Canyon.
Yes,
And her
yes,
husband called her and said, honey, you need to get up and run.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
You're on the swing.
absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
I want live chat enabled.
He's ready to go.
Robin, I don't know why it's not letting you see this. Yeah, try it on there.
It's got your seat up there on the end. It's got your seat up there on the end.
Oh, how you like that?
Hey, I just emailed you the link too. See if that's gonna work there.
Presentation. We're ready. We'll follow your lead. Well, no.
You're ready. It's good. Yeah.
All right, it is 6 o'clock and it's time for our meeting to begin. We want to welcome everyone who's here. We've got a great crowd. We have several recognitions that we're excited about. Mr. McNabb, would you please offer our invitation?
Dear gracious Heavenly Father, we want to thank you once again for our many blessings. Thank you for the continued guidance, Lord, as we maneuver through this uncharted waters of this continuing pandemic. Father, tonight we ask you to comfort those who are sick and fearful, Lord. Father, we thank you for the continued dedication of our first responders, our teachers, our administrators, and officials, who are continuing to carry on with their duties in the face of this adversity, Lord. We ask that you bless our gathering tonight and keep us safe in your will. We ask this in your precious name.
Salute, play.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Pledge allegiance to the Georgia flag and to the principles for which it stands, wisdom, justice, and moderation.
We do have a need for a motion to approve the agenda as presented. Second,
Second.
any discussion? All in favor? And we'll start off with some special recognitions, Mr. Myers.
So we actually had 3 scheduled tonight. Our first person is under the weather, and so we're going to put that off until February. That's I started to say the voice of the balls, but man, that one slipped my, I'm sorry. I saw that orange drink and I just, it didn't. But the voice of the Ramblers, Mr. Webb, he's not feeling well. He had knee surgery, so we're going to reschedule him for February. But our superintendent, it could be one day, Maggie. I'm laying the groundwork for you. Miss Stoltz is here. She's got a couple of recognitions that she's going to specifically mention, and we're excited about them. And then I know she's got some recent things she'd like to talk about that have just happened. So we're going to kind of give you guys that opportunity. And one of the recognitions she's going to get to stand behind, which we're extremely proud of, and she's going to talk a little bit about that. So I'll turn it over to Ms. Stoltz and we'll go.
Thank you, Mr. Bond. If you will join me up here. Mr. Bond came to us a couple years ago from Chattooga. We stole him from the south of us and brought him up, and he has a real heart for construction and did fine cabinetry. So before you behold the new podium for the central office, built by Kevin Bond and his trusty construction workers. And our construction worker has COVID, so he was unable to be here tonight. So I didn't virtually patch him in, but just a little bit about construction green, Kevin, and what you're doing.
Yes, so actually I was informed all of my students I've never built an electric, but I was told if it's, cannot stand on it, it's not a podium. This is an electric podium is when you see like at the electric.
Okay, for awards.
It's the first one I've ever built, and it's just maple veneer with radius front.
Panache.
It appears to be one, though, that's well made that we could stand on if we wanted.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
volunteers.
Yeah.
There's no virtual picture made, but they volunteer.
Yeah.
But anyway, but things like this, we're building some basketball lockers also, picnic tables. And
Quite a few projects, but we got the whole woods basketball locker room.
and then we've helped out with North Fayette. We've helped out North. So some of the things that our construction crew is doing actually within the school. So, Mr. Bond, yeah. The second person I'd like to introduce is no stranger to most of us. This is Melissa Redding Palmer. Her husband is here today. She has been named the Game Marine Educator of the Year for 2020. And so she has a beautiful award that she has. And just wanted her to talk a little briefly, and then Ms. Vassar has some news about CTAE. So to recognize that, so Ms. Melissa? Yeah, just a little bit about how you got involved in that and.
Sure. Marine science has always been my passion. And when I came to Lafayette and started teaching at Lafayette High School, I was able to start a marine biology club. And as you know, there's no beach around here. Unfortunately, we would all love one. And so it's been a very unique experience because I had the club for 6 years, and it was very student-led, student-driven, creek cleanups. We did some water quality testing on campus for years. Got other departments like ag involved in that water quality testing, which helped them with some of their state competitions. We were featured in Tennessee Aquarium magazine. We were featured on one of the displays in the Tennessee Aquarium. And when they remodeled, I actually got that display, and it's in my classroom now, which is pretty cool. But it's just been a passion of mine to get students involved in something that they've never experienced and get them outside their parameters and get them uncomfortable, but wanting to explore a little bit more. And this has been a nice niche. I had a student who applied for a presidential scholarship at Mercer. He was one of the last 2 finalists. And they told him, you are one of the last 2 finalists because of this marine biology club. It's so unique. You're so into conservation. You've done so much for the community with it. And we just wanted to let you know that. So before I had the class, which I now teach oceanography honors, I was able to empower students through the club. So it was a long time coming for me. So I'm really proud of it. I worked on the state standards for oceanography as well. And I'm also on the game board of education, not board of education, but the game board to make decisions this year. So this is just a real passion of mine. And I thank y'all for allowing me the flexibility to reach out and do something a little bit different in Lafayette. And it's really made a difference for my kids. So I really appreciate it.
Melissa loves Navarre Beach, and I love Orange Beach, so we always have competition. She goes to work, and I go to relax. I appreciate Melissa. Last up, we put in FBLA last year. Of course, one of our students' president sits on the school board council and represents Walker County for the state. And we have FBLA went into competition. We just found out last night at 7 o'clock we had some finalists, and one of them happens to be in the room, so we'd like to recognize them.
Thank you, Bill.
Ms. Vassar.
For allowing me to. Thank you for allowing me to come and speak on behalf of our CPA program. I'm excited about the things that are happening in our school. I have the pleasure of introducing to you one of our top 2 region champs, Mr. Brady Quinn, is Region 8 winner in computer applications. We also have Marley Jean Pierre and Nick Radke are region champions in sports and marketing our area. All of our kids who go to the next level, they're obligated. You want them to go to show off their skills. For each of the competitors, they're placed in the top 10 area, they're advancing to state. So all of our kids are advancing to state. George Dawn was 3rd place in business calculations, and JC Baker was 9th in business communications. And that's the most competitive area that we have. And so she placed 9th, which is just really tough to get into. So we're excited about other things to come and about our students who are really excelling in those areas. So again, thank you. We have all sorts of things that they're making. Remember customers, so if you need a t-shirt, we need love, you need some gifts for Valentine's Day, please don't hesitate to give us a call because we can help you. Thank you.
Frank will take reservations.
Yes.
Thank you, Frank. Congratulations.
So, Ms. Stokes, could you have your folks come up and we'll get a picture with the board? Would that be okay? Brenda, if you don't mind joining me as well.
Brett, you want to put it all there? People in front, that's it. Congratulations.
Yeah, that's good right there. All right. Perfect. Yeah. Congratulations.
All right. Thank you.
And again, next month we'll have a couple of recognitions for you. Web, we also have a couple of
Thank you, Ms. Rick.
And thank you to all of y'all and congratulations. Next up are our items of information, beginning with our superintendent's report.
Only thing that I'll add is that we have a SPLOST audit. You guys remember, Ms. Elliott was telling us a little bit about the RFP process and the audit have to go through that. The audit came to great. We'll get the documentation and have that for you at the planning session next month. But you just got that information, I wanted to share that with you. And I sent you a couple of emails about some things that that we've been discussing. But other than that, most of that questions that we
And that is our facility section.
Yeah, just one addition. We've been working with Gilbert Elementary on trying to construct a playground and kind of condense some of that big area back there. Working with a company right now that's on the state contract list. Well, we're trying to work through that and see if we can't actually just create a playground instead of having the equipment just kind of quote unquote scattered all over the backyard back there and try to create a playground. So just to let you know that that's in the works. Been in the works. We started this probably about a year ago, and then we shut down and COVID hit, and we kind of been on hold until now. We're starting to get some quotes and look at some equipment for them to go with what they already have.
We did have one individual action item. It is recommended that the Walker County Board of Education approve the financial report for the month ending November 30, 2020. Have a motion to accept the financial report. Second. Any discussion? All in favor? We did have 4 consent action items. Do we have a motion to accept these 4 consent action items?
Okay.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
I just want to say, publicly, say thank you, every one of y'all. Talking with the people, and y'all working in times, we're all living in times that you're working in times that actually do things never done before. I just want to personally say thank you to every teacher, administrator, custodian, maintenance, bus driver, cafeteria worker. I could keep, this and every one of them. But I just want those to say that. So, thank you so much for all the hard work you do.
Congratulations to the regional high school cheerleaders. They did a showcase before break, and they did a great job showcasing to their parents. And I shared with the board last week, I was so excited because we walked in and our masks were required, and they took their temperature, and we had to fill out a little form and all that sort of thing. They did a great job, and they did a great job in there. And they did their first competition that week, and they played first, so they did a great job. They represented our school system very well. And next time on the agenda is public participation. Mr. Ray, please do you sign that to speak this evening?
So we do individuals who follow the procedures laid out, policies, and CPI, public participation in board meetings, possess the board, and those met with you virtually, individually, and then essentially teaching speak with the board, and that's what we schedule meetings.
Let me remind our speakers about the parameters associated with addressing the board, and a copy has been provided for teachers and libraries. The vice chair, Mrs. Hunter, will be our timekeeper, and will remind you when you have 1
am asking that you enact policies to ensure the safety and well-being of Walton County students, staff, and our community. Specifically, I am asking that you mandate masks and enact other policies that would allow for social distancing while we are experiencing this pandemic, especially while we have such high community spread of COVID-19. I want to begin by saying that I sincerely believe that in-person learning is best for students and educators. However, it is the responsibility of the school system to ensure the safety of students and staff, which Walton County is currently not doing. I have heard many excuses of why Walton County schools cannot mandate masks, none of which are true, except that masks go against the political beliefs of the youth. I received a letter from the Georgia Department of Education last week that I have provided you with. It explicitly states that not only can local school systems mandate masks, but that local boards of education, you, can mandate them. Many educators, including my husband and I, receive calls literally every night telling us there are new cases in our schools. Frequently, the calls refer to an ambiguous total number of people who have tested positive in our schools that day, and we don't know how many new causes there are until the weekly status report comes out, up to a week later. Educators never know from day to day, and even from moment to moment, which students will be person, which will be virtual, whether we'll have to evacuate students from our classes or emergency auditing, whether we'll need to quarantine by given, whether this will be the day we take the virus home to our families. Educators are making tremendous sacrifices every day. We are isolating from our families because we don't want to infect our vulnerable loved ones. We are experiencing high levels of fear, anxiety, exhaustion, and stress. We are mourning our lost loved ones. Many educators have become sick. Many have infected their family members. Several have been hospitalized. Walton County students and staff are getting sick and are spreading it to others in our schools, our homes, and our community. People in our community are dying. Educators are dying across the state. How many Walton County educators will need to die before you'll take this seriously? How many students and families of our state will we have to die? At a time when many countries are closing schools because they have learned that schools are super spreader events, why aren't Walton County schools taking the most basic steps, such as mandating masks, to protect us? To be open full face-to-face with no mask mandate is simply reckless and dangerous. Contrary to communication from the county administration, cases are rising, hospitals are near capacity, deaths are increasing, children do get and spread COVID, and mitigation factors such as masks and social distancing are effective. Our schools don't allow for social distancing due to a high number of students in them, and a large number of students and staff don't wear masks since they are not mandated. Of the 400,000 Americans who have died of COVID so far, the first half died in the first 10 months of this pandemic, and the other 200,000 have died in the past 2 months, demonstrating exponential growth. Around 4,000 are now dying each day. Here in Walton County, we've had a dangerous number of new cases each day, with a positivity rate of over 24% last week. It is estimated that 100% of our population will have gotten COVID within a year if we don't make changes. The new quickly spreading variant is expected to be the predominant strain by March, and there is no vaccine in near sight for educators. While the fatality rate is low in children, the long-term health impacts of our student, staff, and community need to be a primary consideration when making decisions. According to many studies, the vast majority of people who have had COVID, whether they were symptomatic or not, suffer from long-term heart, lung, and cognitive neurological damages. I don't want to suffer permanent health damage because my employer fails to provide me with a safe working environment. I don't want to aid in my students' permanent health damage, and neither should you. I find it ironic that our superintendent's hashtag this year is intentional wellness, while the county is intentionally jeopardizing the health of our students and staff. The health and safety of Walton County students, educators, and the community rests in your hands. Will you do the right thing and mandate safety in our schools? I provided you with much scientific evidence in the folder I gave you. I urge you to make decisions based on science rather than politics. If you're going to err, shouldn't you err on the side of caution, safety, and consideration of others? Thank you. Ms. Beckett. Our next speaker this evening is Ms. Aiken. I'm not gonna come around to each of you, but I have, a section here for each of you in two large packets. I didn't want to compete. Okay. Thank you so much for allowing me to speak today. I appreciate all you're doing for our students. I appreciate all you're doing for our students and employees of Walker County Schools. I spoke with you last on August 6, 2020. We were embarking on a 5K a week in-person return to school with no mask mandate and quite a few students planning to learn virtually when the positive COVID-19 case total in Walker County was 641 cases, 15 families had lost a family member to COVID-19. This information comes from the DPH.Georgia.gov website, where you can enter the date to locate the information. Today, as of 5:10 when I checked, we had a positive COVID-19 case total of 4,698 cases in Walker County, and tragically, our county has lost 59 family members and friends to COVID-19. One of the questions I asked you, Mr. Raines, in our pre-interview in order for you to address the board this evening was, are you aware of how many of the 59 family members and friends who have died from COVID-19 when contacted the Walker County Schools student and employee? You stated that you honestly don't. I also asked if you were aware how many of our community members are experiencing severe health impairments or extreme medical bills from hospital visits due to COVID-19, and you also stated that you did not know. I ask you to please gather this data, if it is not already being collected by our local state level health departments, so that it will guide you in your decisions of whether to continue the current method of instruction in our county. I also ask you to directly contact Dr. Gary Gosia, the health director of our 10 County Northwest Health District, to confirm he is aware that we only have one school where students are regularly wearing masks. Shout out to Mr. Jason Cullum and the Russell Bulldogs for accomplishing this. I've asked you to speak directly with Dr. Gosia as the CDC and EPA recommend masks be worn when return to schools. We can't do 6 feet of social distancing, nor can we do 3 feet of social distancing with a large number of students who are required to return to in-person instruction. In the majority of our classrooms across the county, students are sitting within 2 feet of each other, the equivalent of the depth of a desktop. The CDC, How Do I Set My Classroom PDF, which I've provided you, shows that desks should be 6 feet apart, and all the images show the 6 feet labeled distance for teachers so they can stay distance from students, and shows the individuals in the room wearing masks. Students are not wearing masks in our classrooms, nor in the hallway, nor on the bus here in Walker County. And our parents need to know that. All teachers, substitutes, and Walker County Schools employees are not all wearing masks here in Walker County, and our parents need to know that. Our students and teachers would like for us to return to the hybrid model so that we have fewer students in the classroom at a time and a bit more room to separate students. When you look at the Georgia.gov COVID-19 daily status report and the county indicator reports, you'll see that you are well over the limits to have in-person school, and technically you are well over the limits to have hybrid school as well. Our number of new cases per 100,000 persons for the last 14 days is over 200. We're currently at 825. The PCR percentage tests that are positive during the last 14 days is over 10%. We're currently at 14.7%. Those two things mean that we should be out of school. We should be learning virtually. The only key mitigation strategy on the list we here in Walker County are able to consistently complete is the contact tracing. Thank you, Mr. Brown, in collaboration with the local health department. For the secondary indicators, we do not have a hospital in Walker County. We do not have ICU beds and ventilators. When I spoke with you earlier in August, you stated that we do have a hospital in Walker County. We do not. Those questions should be answered with the red category, and we need to look to our surrounding counties where we can read in our local newspapers and websites that our hospitals locally in Chattanooga, and in Floyd County, if we needed to go there, are at a 95% plus bed occupancy, and our percentage change in new cases for the counties in that rise over the 7-day period puts us in the red. Why, Mr. Raines, are you forcing us into classrooms that are not safe? Why are you not sharing the current conditions in our classrooms and our school hallways with our parents and community members? Why are you not reaching out to our community to see if they have questions? Why are you not recognizing the morale in our schools is so low? Thank you. Thank you so much. And if I could say one thing on a personal level, Mr. Carew, thank you so much for raising such a wonderful son, because he helped my mother a great deal.
We did have need for executive session for personnel and litigation. Do I have a motion to